everybody, and welcome to episode 717 of 360 Gamercast for Tuesday, the 4th of February 2025. If you are listening to this, that means you are not subscribed to the Patreon and you're missing out on one epic show that runs at almost 3 hours long. Darkestfrost joins the crew this week and we discuss Arma Reforger, as usual, because the game is awesome. But we also reminisce on the good old days of the Xbox original and the Xbox 360 because of the latest news that Xbox is now doing the SEGA and putting all their games on other platforms, including the PlayStation. So we do reminisce on when Xbox was great, especially during the 360 era, and we talk about the avatars, 1 versus 100, and just how Xbox as a system felt very much like a community. So yeah, you do not want to miss out on this discussion. We also talk about the PS3 a little bit, PlayStation Home mainly, how ahead of its time it was, and how nothing has really come out like it since. So again, something else that you really want to listen in about. Games that we discuss include Lonely Mountains, Snow Riders, Arma Reforger, Ninja Gaiden 2 Black, Sniper Elite Resistance, Metro VR, Resident Evil 4 VR, Assassin's Creed Nexus, Hogwarts Legacy, Dead Island 2, and much, much more, including some news, obviously about the Xbox stuff and other rumours of other Xbox games very soon coming to the PlayStation platform. But we also talk about big layoffs happening at BioWare, Ubisoft rumoured to be going bankrupt, and more live games being shut down. So again, this is an episode that you do not want to miss. And for your listening pleasure, I will add a little snippet at the end of my talking just to get your juices flowing. So to listen to all of this episode, you do need to subscribe to the Patreon. So head on over to patreon.com/360gamercast. From there, you can sign up from as little as £5 a month, and you get an episode every single week of the year. If you don't want to pay any money, you can join us live on Twitch every Sunday, 7:30 p.m. That's twitch.tv/Webby360G. Thank you again, and I'll now leave you with this little snippet. I hope you will subscribe to the Patreon to support the show. That would be amazing. This podcast used to be an Xbox 360 podcast. You know, I can admit that I used to be probably the biggest Xbox fanboy in the world. You know, hardcore since the original Xbox, moved over from PS2 to original Xbox, and I've been a fan ever since. And you felt like you were part of a cool community, and that carried on with the Xbox 360, probably the greatest console generation of all time, in my opinion. And it felt like Xbox was really pushing the boundaries of gaming in general. And obviously and obviously they hit some hurdles during the Xbox One era with that fucking stupid Dom Matrick. Oh, it's gonna Xbox Connect and it's gonna be everything, your media center, meh. They haven't really ever recovered. Yeah, well, they haven't really recovered from that, have they? And it just feels like they've been going down this weird path ever since then. And this just feels, to me, not to be all doom and gloom, but it just feels like kind of the end of Xbox as a console.
How many actual Xbox people did that push away?
Oh, a lot. I mean, if you think
that
it's even pushed away Peeps.
Like, hold on a minute,
Jesus.
What are they asking us to do here? Like, check in to play your games or something, and you couldn't do this, couldn't do that. They were TV, and you're like, no, we just wanted an Xbox. Until a couple of updates ago on the 360, it was an Xbox. It wasn't like some Microsoft Windows tie-in thing.
Yeah.
As soon as they went from the good old themes and the friends lists to that kind of weird tiled, generic design, you were like, oh, it's over, it's corporate.
Yeah.
I'm one of the few that wanted the TV.
Well, I thought it was cool. I liked that you had 2 HDMI ports on the Xbox One and in and out.
Yeah, it was fantastic.
I liked that. You know, there were some good features on that system, which I do miss.
I had my
go on.
I had my Xbox controlling my Skybox.
Yeah.
You know, via talking to it with the Kinect.
Yeah.
I could turn the Sky channels over.
Everything has died, basically, that Microsoft have actually created for the Xbox. Basically, the Xbox avatars, the unlockable clothing, the sort of achievement sort of tracking thing that they did. Zune is just like another thing. They did the streaming platform as well. That failed. They did the little video clip show that you could do on Xbox One where you could upload stuff.
Yeah.
But
on
even
there
the
and have little programs and that, and the community stuff, it all just died, and you're just like, what are you doing?
I mean, love him or hate him, but even the era of having Major Nelson and E and AC Bongos, that gave you an outlet.
Then.
You know, it was that gave you the sense of community, having the podcast, this, that, and the other. You know, love him or hate him, I think it was a good era for Xbox.
Well, we even had AC Bongos on this podcast a couple of times.
Yeah.
You know,
and you had obviously this was back with the live E3s. You could sit and watch while you had your Xbox on, and you'd be like, "And play the demo now," and you'd be like, "Yeah, nice one, excellent demo available next week."
You felt part of the Xbox family. All that has gone.
Oh, 100%. You know, even like I was talking to someone at work about this the other day when I was saying on Xbox 360 with your avatars, and I've still got my original avatar, and everyone over to those stupid shit ones that they've now got rid of.
I've kept my old one.
But they had they had this Sky app thing, but you could get your friends' avatars. You could all sit in a little cinema and watch the same show together.
Yep.
Like even something simple like that. I remember watching stuff with like Peebs and Colin and that. All our little avatars are sitting in there eating popcorn and that, and we're having a laugh. But it's just, it brings you together, right? As you say, and that whole community thing has completely gone, Frosty. I completely agree with you. It really has. I mean,
very stagnant.
I mean, I remember when before the podcast even started, the Xbox community I felt part of it then with, they had the Xbox forums. I'd always be chatting to people in there, and and then obviously the Xbox 360 community features that you've mentioned, it all brought you together in a really fun way as well. You know, with the achievements were forefront, you had your avatars were forefront.
Windows Phone in there as well. I forgot about that.
Oh, yeah. But even like something cool, right? So you could go on your Xbox 360 menu and you look at your friends, and they had a little menu. And like if your friends were offline, their avatars would be asleep. Or if they were online, it would show you with a little bubble above their heads what they're playing. And it feels like we've gone backwards.
We can tide something else in news-wise, because obviously they're removing the PlayStation 30th anniversary theme boot-ups.
Oh, what?
From the PS5, and everyone's kind of like, everyone, we want, like, because everyone wants the themes back that they had on the PS3, PS4 era.
Yeah.
They were great.
Yeah.
Especially like the ones that were animated and everything.
Brilliant, yeah, fantastic.
And everyone's always asked for those, and they're like, no, we gave you a couple of sort of theme things and we're taking them away, but we may bring them back at some point.
Oh, they'll probably sell them to you.
Them or something. Well, if they do, that's the thing, because I used to like those little themes, and you sometimes get ones as pre-order bonuses for games and such.
Yeah.
And some of them are like reasonably well done.
Yeah.
And it gave your system a bit of personality, considering like most systems aren't sort of like.
Yeah, because wasn't it on the PS4?
Limited edition ones.
Oh, I think it was the PS4. I can't remember if it was the 4. It might have been the 4. Like some games would come with theme codes as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they would.
Yeah, that's right. I'm remembering that right. Yeah, that was pretty cool. And you could, was trophies as well. I'm pretty sure there was some that had trophies that gave you some wallpapers as well. But
they did that on Xbox, didn't they? They had certain achievements would unlock clothing for your avatar and everything.
Yeah,
and then
fantastic.
They kind of all abandoned that.
Yeah, I think
they took away the option with the avatars. That's it. Like as soon as they removed, there was like when you looked at a group, you could see all the people sitting in the avatar room.
Yeah.
And if people had like things like the remote control Warthog, or the other thing like that, you'd see them using them and driving them around.
Oh yeah, such a fun.
And then I think they turned that off to the fact that you could only see like the prop if you actually clicked on the person's profile and looked at their avatar.
Right.
So it kind of killed that off.
I don't understand why they got rid of all these cool features. It's just so bizarre, man.
Well, because there was way more options back then. Like, even thinking back to, like, the Halo, I remember playing one of the games on Halo. It was either on the 360 or something. And I sort of came out and I was like, oh, look at something. Like, I'll just check it out in your replay. And I was like, what? And he said, yeah, go into your thing and you'll have, like, last games played. You can click on that. And this is all obviously saved in your hard drive.
Yeah.
Or whatnot, as far as I know. And it's like, yeah, you can view your last games. And you can change between all the characters and you can move the camera about and check out what happened. I was like, what?
Yeah, I remember that.
You can't even do that in games today.
I know. It's fucking mad, isn't it?
So you can kind of see, in a way, why there are a lot of people actually now getting upset about games just trying to push for graphics.
Yeah.
Because as nice as graphics are, we're kind of at a point where I'm pretty happy with how things look for it being a game.
We want more features, and those old features that I completely forgot about are fucking amazing, you know?
I mean, you look at how many times does a shooter come out and people, like the actual hardcore players of it, are like, yeah, they took out half the game mode. It's brilliant. I love it.
Yeah.
Don't worry, they'll bring them back in a DLC later with a couple of the good old maps we used to like as well as an appetizer.
I think we've said it before, but one versus 100 was just genius.
Oh, so good.
Yeah.
Oh, I so miss that, man. I miss that so bad.
So good.
Oh, man, I so miss it.
It was literally like an interactive quiz show that you could join in with and play at home. And we still have tons of those things on TV all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So good.
And the fact that it was mainly all gaming related as well was awesome when you're in there. Or you'd get like certain rounds and it'd be about gaming and stuff. You'd be like, yeah.
And they were using your avatars.
Yeah, they're all in the crowd, yeah. So, yeah.
And getting picked.
Oh.
To be the main character.
So good. Yeah, what have like this is how backwards for Xbox are now. Like, they're missing so many cool things.
You could even say that as well with PlayStation, with the PlayStation Home. Yeah. I think the people that used PlayStation Home enjoyed Home for what it was.
PlayStation Home was really cool.
It was one of those things where it was. I kind of got the idea of what they were going for because you could go places and you could watch trailers for the games and stuff, couldn't you? In some of the areas that you'd walk around.
Apparently, I'm just on YouTube. Apparently, someone's brought it back.
I did hear someone had kind of hacked it.
Restored by fans.
An offline weird version.
Jesus. 16 years ago. PlayStation Home. Fucking hell. 16 years ago. Fucking hell. I'm feeling really old now, guys.
I think I read earlier that Sonic 3 came out, so 31 years ago today.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Wow.
The game, that is, not the film.
Yeah.
That would be an incredible time jump, and I would probably be crumbling bones.
Yeah, I do miss. I'm just watching because I remember PlayStation Home. You could play pool with people and go to the theatre and watch things and.
There's the Running Man.
Oh,
It's like GTA Online.
Yeah, so ahead of its time, man. Really, yeah. Very cool. Anyway, yeah, so Xbox have done a SEGA, and as you can tell, we're not very happy about it. We've done some reminiscing about how console gaming used to be. I'm sad to say, I do think the future now is PC gaming. I really do, because you're just going to get everything and your games are cheaper and you've got better hardware. That's just where I personally feel it's going now. I really do. I'd love to be proved wrong. I do miss all those community cool things on the Xbox and PS3 and that, but I think the glory days are behind us, lads, unfortunately, which makes me a little teary.
At least we were there for it.
Yeah.
Yes, definitely. Exactly. when I'm an old man and I'm telling my grandkids about the glory days of gaming, I'll just put this episode of 360G on for them.